Good Wednesday morning. We've got stuff to talk about in the weather world. Hey, this is First Alert Chief Meteorologist Steve Beylon in the First Alert Weather Center. You know what? I feel bad because we're finally getting a break from the heat and the humidity. And, a lot of people want to take advantage of that and get outside and enjoy what should be some nice weather. Except the problem is that it's not so nice because we've got wildfire smoke that has blown into northeast Wisconsin. This is our next weather maker. More Canadian wildfire smoke has been drifting in from the north overnight, and it's going to last through tomorrow, giving us poor air quality. So that's why a lot of folks probably should spend more time inside as opposed to outside, especially if you deal with a cardiovascular condition or if you have some sort of lung disease like asthma or emphysema. We've got an air quality advisory, or in other words, an air quality alert that's up for the entire state through noon tomorrow. And in that area of gray, well, it's going to be pretty thick when it comes to that wildfire smoke. In fact, we're now in the red category, which is the unhealthy for everybody category. That's when the air quality index rises above 150. And that is pretty much from the Fox Cities and Manitowoc and to the north. Now you're noticing that the air quality is a little better around Fond du Lac and Sheboygan. And part of the reason why that is because that's where you're getting more in the way of rain, which is helping to keep the smoke levels from getting quite as high compared to areas farther north, which are a bit drier. So let's go to First Alert Pinpoint Predictor, and we'll walk you through the next day or so. And we're tracking smoke that's near the ground, especially as you get into those darker gray shades. So you can see that wildfire smoke that just kind of sits over top of northeast Wisconsin today. And in this evening, it's going to be smoky. Sunset will probably have that kind of hazy blur to it. And then sunrise tomorrow, while you'll probably see a little more in the way of sun, it will look hazy and smoky. Eventually, that northeast wind is going to be bringing in some cleaner air, some fresher air, but probably not until Thursday late afternoon into Thursday night. But even then, you'll still have some wildfire smoke that's aloft in the atmosphere, giving us that kind of hazy glow out there. So today, Wednesday, clouds and smoke. Not as warm, though, not as humid, a high of 76 degrees. That's courtesy of our northeast wind. And there is some rain in the forecast, especially south of Green Bay, a few showers, perhaps even a thunder shower. We're giving you a live view from our Appleton sky cam. You can see the clouds and the haze. College Avenue drying out a little bit, but it was damp recently with some showers. The temperature is 70 degrees. So here's First Alert Viper Max, and you could see that there's been some rain around Appleton, but most of the rain right now is from about Lake Poygan southeast into the Oshkosh area. We do have some non-severe thunderstorms moving east of Fond du Lac, pushing into Sheboygan counties. And you folks in Sheboygan County are probably going to get some downpours and perhaps some lightning. This is all sliding off to the east. Most of the rain, though, has been tracking through southern Wisconsin, especially closer to the Illinois border. And I suspect that most of these showers will be diminishing as we go deeper into the afternoon. So here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor, which has a decent handle on the situation, a chance of some showers, perhaps a thunder shower along and south of Highway 10 through 1 o'clock this afternoon. That rain chance is diminishing late in the day. Farther to the north, probably dry, but mostly cloudy and hazy and smoky. We'll find the clouds clearing out around and after midnight. So the high temperatures today will be held in check by the clouds and the smoke, and also because of a northeast breeze. Our highs today, low and mid 70s, 75 in Wapaka, 75 in Marinette, high 77 in Pembine. The wind out of the northeast, not terribly strong, around 5 to 10 miles an hour, but that wind has brought down the humidity. Yes, it blew in some smoke, but it is bringing in some drier air. Our dew points will be sitting in the upper half of the 50s in the Green Bay area through this evening. Right now, our temperatures are in the 60s and a few spots hitting 70, like 70 right now in Green Bay and Appleton and Kewaunee and Sheboygan. We're at 65 degrees in Marinette, and that's also your current temperature in Anago. Today, a high of 76 degrees. Wildfire smoke prompting a First Alert Weather Day. Tomorrow is also another First Alert Weather Day. So we have back-to-back First Alert Weather Days because of the poor air quality, the wildfire smoke, chance of showers south of Green Bay, otherwise mostly cloudy skies. A little bit more sun tomorrow. Smoky sun, kind of breezy, high of 75. Now, yes, there'll be some lingering wildfire smoke tomorrow, but tomorrow, not too bad for people heading to Sturgeon Bay. We got the Tall Ships Festival. This is a fun event. We've had the Tall Ships here in Green Bay over the past several years. It's been a few years since they've been here. But they're coming to Sturgeon Bay this year. And if you're going to go check out some of these historical ships, weather looks pretty decent. A little bit of some haze and smoke tomorrow, but otherwise highs in the mid-70s, tons of sun on Friday. There's still more sunshine in the weekend forecast, but it looks a little warmer. Highs getting into the low 80s in Sturgeon Bay. Despite the uptick in the temperatures, I don't think the humidity is going to be all that bad. We'll notice a little bit more humidity as we go into Monday, into Tuesday. Maybe there's a stray thunderstorm on Monday, but I suspect that most folks will be dry. And I want to give you a first alert update on the weather for Saturday evening, because we're going to have a lot of families heading to Lambeau Field for Packers Family Night. This scrimmage sometimes has severe thunderstorms, historically speaking. This scrimmage also some years has some horrible heat, but this year looks good. Saturday, 7:30, as the scrimmage officially starts at Lambeau Field, I think we'll be in the mid to upper 70s. Skies will be clear, the humidity on the low side. It's going to be comfortable. About a couple hours later, the fireworks will go off at Lambeau Field. By then, we're probably closer to 70 degrees. So all in all, the weather looks to be very cooperative for Packers Family Night. And I will say, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I would say you've got 4 days there where it's going to be dry and the humidity is going to be low. So a lot of our friends in the ag community might want to cut some hay. I know you want to get a couple cuts in during the year. You need at least 3 days to cut and dry all that down. Well, that looks like a prime stretch to do that. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Highs in the 70s and the 80s, but just keep an eye out for that wildfire smoke tomorrow if you're going to start cutting hay. If you're doing a lot of physical activity outside and breathing heavier and drawing in that smoke in your body, that may not be the very best for you, especially if you have a heart disease or a lung disease. All right, so depending on how you're watching this First Alert live stream, if you are able and capable, you can download our free app by scanning that QR code on the left side of the screen, and that gets you in touch with all the resources that we have here in the First Alert Weather Center, and it's all going to be at your fingertips. It's a great tool to have during the summertime, especially when there's events going on and you want just a quick forecast, or if you're going on vacation out of the area, we can give you the forecast wherever you go, no matter where you go, even out of the country. We'll give you the forecast internationally. Just tap our app, WBAY First Alert Weather. All right, there you go. First Alert Weather live stream. Ready to wrap up, but just giving you a heads up. Action 2 News mid-morning is going to be starting in about 15 minutes. And I know Aisha's working really hard behind me to update the news, and I'll give you another little update on what's going on with the weather. And we want people to just kind of take it easy with all that wildfire smoke out there. Again, we're in back-to-back First Alert Weather days because of the poor air quality, but the forecast in general looks pretty good as we get closer and closer to the weekend. All right, thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great day, and catch you later.